Hello Degens. Before we get into it, if you haven't claimed it already, the redeem code is UNDERCOVERRNB, and there's only one of them, 300 polychromes. Do it fast though, because as with most MiHoYo codes, it's going to expire after 24 hours. Okay, let's get into it. My guys, welcome to 1.1 preview. So before we get into the content itself, I just gotta say, this cosplayer is absolutely on point. She played Belle freaking well, and if you guys have seen that Furina Rickroll, this is actually that same person, 622. With that out of the way, let's get into the version update. And so the first thing that we'll be getting is a patch update. It's going to be centered around PubSec, kind of like an interlude equivalent, and I suspect it's going to walk us through Jane's story, and it will introduce herself as well as Seth. After that, we've got Qingyi coming in as a premium electric stun unit. And from the trailer, it looks like she has massive AoE days coverage over other existing stun units. On one hand, from a meta point of view, that's already freaking huge because of those spread out mobs in Shiyu defense. Just being able to stun all of them is going to really help you speed up your run because of the chain combos over and over. That said though, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Qingyi and think, oh man, she's going to be 100% necessary for our Julian over here. Alright, and so let me just quickly dispute that. The reason is because those spread out mobs in Shiyu defense is actually already covered by Nicole's black hole. And obviously it's a different story if you use like Lucy plus Colada. But if you're careful enough in Shiyu, you can absolutely already demolish those packs with Nicole. It's for this reason that I would say from the limited gameplay that we've seen with Qingyi, yeah, you could pull. But you could also not. Now, my guys, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Qingyi is going to be an insane stun unit, purely because she is an S rank. And that's even more true if you've only got like one S rank stun unit or maybe none and you're just Ambi lover. I gotta say though, there is one thing that I am worried about, and it's that, well, she's an AoE stunner. Like you can see da 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 da. And so that does make me wonder, are they going to nerf her ratios? I hope not, but I think so. What I am hoping is that it's going to be like an AoE stun at a lower days rate, yeah, but if there are less targets, maybe it actually scales up. What I will finish with though is that her crazy amount of attacks and just like how freaking fast they are is just like, yeah boy, there's dopamine hits right there. Alright, and so next we've got Jane Doe. Physical anomaly. What I really love about Jane Doe is she essentially plays like an assassin as well, just like Nekomata. But what you will notice is that the daggers are flying everywhere, yes, but it also looks like a lot of her attacks are actually circular, which is awesome because it's essentially a cleave. On the other hand, she is looking a lot like Piper, and maybe at the end of the day, you could consider her as just a Piper upgrade. And so that being said, think about it like this. Do you need a Piper upgrade? Or can you actually just get by with Piper? And the reason I say this is because, similar to Qingyi, I'm trying to convince you that whilst these characters are really freaking awesome, there is always a case of we could actually get by without them. So my point is, you should just pull for whoever you want. That being said though, her jiggly butt physics are actually kinda out of this world. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Now, the other really exciting thing is that it does look like we will be fighting Jane Doe, which I think is freaking awesome, right? Because having a hard boss in the form of a playable character makes it feel like a different kind of epic, kind of like similar to your Tartaglia, Raiden, Arlecchino. It's like these giga-strong humans that you get to fight. So to be honest, this fight is probably the content that I'm most looking forward to in the next patch. It almost freaking feels like PvP, like holy crap. Alright, and so after that, we've got Seth, who is an electric defense character. And to be honest, he's pretty freaking cool because he can combine his shield and sword into like this great sword thing. I'm told it's like a charge blade, which I've seen some Monster Hunter enthusiasts refer to. But what I'm most interested in is that, well, Seth is a defense character, right? And so I do wonder if he continues that trend where defense characters can actually double up as stuns. Now, I'm not sure if many of you know, but a lot of people use Ben as a stun unit. And it works really well, to be honest. I'm curious to see if Seth can pull off the same thing. That being said, he is a little bit different to Ben in that his playstyle looks a lot more fast and fun, so I'm personally looking forward to him. I'm sorry, Ben, I'm just not a fan of the big chunky ones, you know? That being said, Seth is going to be available only on the Jane Doe banner, not on the Qingyi one, so plan your pulls accordingly. And then to finish off the PubSec roster, we've got Officer Tui over here, who's ultra cute by the way. To be honest, I think the PubSec design is probably my favorite design of all of the Bangboos. That said, I'm still of the opinion that the elemental Bangboos are the way to go, but hey, that's not gonna stop me from pitying this guy, man. He's just so freaking cute. Alright, and so next we've got the content updates, starting with a new Hollow Zero mode, Operation Reaper. Now, I do think that this one is going to be permanent, similar to the simulated universe extensions in Star Rail. But what I will draw your eyes to are these orange discs over here. Now, I don't know about you, but this disc grind is getting freaking hectic. Now, what is cool about this mode is that we don't need to use the monitor arrays, the TV system, but from the looks of the gameplay here, I think it's a do as much damage as you can in a 4-minute window kind of thing. Now, if I'm right, I think this is really interesting because it could set up a standard for DPS testing. And trying to optimize your rotations with this kind of game mode, it gives everyone a standardized way to do it. On top of that, it also gives you like a realistic kind of scenario where you not only have to actually actively dodge and not stand still, but you also have access to your dodge counter and all of that. So to be honest, I'm really excited to see if this has the potential to evolve into like a benchmark for everyone who wants to try hard, you know? That being said though, don't get too excited about the no TVs because the next event looks like it's gonna be purely TVs actually. Woo! That said, my DGens, I think it's going to be fun because it doesn't look like it's gonna have like the Chinchillions amounts of interruptions from Fairy and Wise. The biggest thing though is that there is a limited A rank W engine. Now, it's not a Hoyo game if it doesn't have a limited 4-star weapon. Am I right, guys? Freaking Hoyo, eh? Alright, and so after all of those ones, the next few are a lot more casual. The first one is kind of looking like it's going to be a rhythm game kind of thing. And then after that, the next event looks almost like a pub sex simulator where you kind of got to do some conversations, handle the public kind of thing. I was going to call it a dating sim, but it's not really. It's kind of more like working as a police officer. Alright, thirdly, we've got a photo event. It honestly looks really similar to the Genshin ones. And we just go around taking pictures of different people with some filters, which is actually kind of cool. And in addition to that event, we're also going to be getting the ability to take selfies, which is actually so freaking cute, to be honest. Now, there are 2 events that they talked about, but didn't really go into detail. And the first one is the HIA Career Club, hosting what they're calling the Immersive Tactical Drill. My guess, and this is pure speculation, but it could be like a time attack thing. And the reason why I don't think it's a 2x event for the HIA Club stuff is because the rewards are like really oddly specific. And as for the other one, it is a new Shiyu defense mode. Because it's an event, I think it is going to be something a little bit different. Maybe you're able to like select certain buffs or something like that. That being said, those 2 events, pure speculation, I actually have no freaking idea. And so going back to some of these events, like the TV mode, as well as that rhythm game looking thing, and that pub sex simulator, to be honest, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. These kinds of events, they just freaking work, right? And I love that they're flooding us with these like cute casual events because it really suits the comfy vibes of the game. They had a vision and they just really executed on it. And so the last thing that we do have is the Genshin Could Never special, which is not only 10 limited banner pulls, which we're about to see, but as you can see there, we're gonna get 10 limited pulls as well as 10 Boopons. Incredible. Yeah, Genshin could never. I still play Genshin, by the way. And so after that, there is a little more yapping, but I do want to skip ahead to what I feel like is a really nice gesture from the team. And it's this letter right here from ZYL, who I assume is the producer of the game. It's essentially saying that they're working on things and just really paying attention. I thought that this was really nice, but also it honestly wasn't necessary, in my opinion. Now, my guys, call me a Zenless or even a miHoYo shill, but as a fan of the game, the bar is just so freaking high already. The polish is there, the quality is there. There is just so little to complain about. Like, yeah, absolutely, there are a couple of quality of life things that could be added, but by and large, I really do think that the team have executed on the vision. It's an absolutely gorgeous, charming game with so much soul and personality. They should be so proud of what they've put out. That being said though, I hope you've enjoyed this like English recap of the live stream, as well as my analysis of what we could kind of glean into. But that being said, I've got nothing left to add. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.